of the things that Napoleon was criticized for is he didn't understand how important the Navy was, because basically he was a land power type guy. He fought his wars on the land. Britain then, in all of this milieu of empires, Spanish, French, Dutch, and its own empire, they became the preeminent one. And they became the preeminent one not because of land power, like Athens, but because of their maritime power. And that maritime, and this is, a codicil to it, that maritime power actually was what augmented and made one of the most prosperous industries in the world, slavery, because they protected the slave traffic across the Atlantic. Once the British turned against that traffic, and this goes all the way back to our Civil War, but once they turned against that traffic and put their maritime assets on the high seas in the Atlantic principally, policing the slave trade, it was doomed. And it did go away eventually. We were the last, really the last hanger on, French to a certain extent. But that sealed the doom of the land powers when the British were able to do what they did. And think about it for a minute. This tiny little island state, go back to Athens, it's ruling the world. And it's ruling the world from the seas because it has the Navy and the sailors in that Navy to control the seas. So Russia comes along and the great game starts. And Mackinder talks about how the landmass and the maritime power, the continental power and the maritime power, are in constant contention. And they're in constant contention because the land power normally doesn't develop, as Sparta, the capacity, the sailors, the ships, the shipbuilding industry, and all that goes along with it, to be a maritime power. And the maritime power doesn't have to spend money